Next topic is friction. You had already studied in your ninth standard about friction. So what do you mean by friction? Friction is an opposing force, isn't it? So friction means whenever a body moves or tends to move over the surface of another body, a force comes into play which acts parallel to the surface of contact and opposes the relative motion. This opposing force we call it as friction. Okay, so friction is an opposing force which is set between two surfaces in contact when one body slides or roll or tends to do so on the surface of another body. Okay, its act on the bodies tangentially on the surface in contact and obey the Newton's third law also. Okay, and also the friction is a self-adjusting force which adjusts its value from 0 to its maximum for a given pair of bodies according to the values of applied external force. Okay, so friction is what? Friction is an opposing force. So here we have to consider. So this is the figure shows a block resting on a horizontal surface. When a force F, so this is the applied force F, is applied on it towards right. So in which direction is friction is developed? So when you have to apply the force on right, the friction is towards left. Okay, so when a force F is applied on it towards right, the force of friction F acts towards left and it opposes its motion. Okay, it always acts tangential to the surface in contact. Okay, so friction is an opposing force and the direction of opposing force of friction is opposite to that of the applied force. Okay, the next we have to discuss about causes of friction. So the surface which appears smooth to the naked eyes are irregular when viewed under microscope. So see this diagram. So here we have to consider two objects or two bodies moves on another body. Okay, so when we have to view through a microscope or anything, we see that there are so many irregularities on that surface. Two such bodies with irregular surface are placed in contact. There is some degree of interlocking of these irregularities. Okay, so when some force is applied on the body to make it slide over the surface of another. Okay, force is applied on the body to make it slide over the surface of another. The relative motion is resisted by an opposing force. This force we know called as force of friction. When the applied force is increased, the opposing force is also increased. But at a certain stage, the body begins to slide over the surface of another body. Suppose we have to apply, this is applied force F. F increases, then what happens is force of friction is opposite that of the applied force is also increases, but certain moment or certain time this applied force is greater than the force of friction, then what happens? The body slides over the surface. Okay, so this is the cause of friction. So now we have to discuss about different types of friction. There are three types of friction: static friction, kinetic friction and rolling friction. So now we have to discuss about static friction. That is, first friction is static friction. So suppose we have to consider a wooden block placed over a horizontal table. So this is a wooden block placed over the horizontal table. Then see this diagram. So here the wooden block is at rest. That means there are two types of forces acting on it. That means first force is the normal reaction R, and this force is balanced by another force, that means is weight W. So these two forces are equal and opposite, that means the block is at rest. When a body is at rest, that means there are two forces acting on it. First force is normal force and second force is weight. So these two forces are equal and opposite. That means the body is at rest. Okay, then this block is attached to a string which passes over a frictionless pulley. Okay, so when you have to apply the force, what happened? The force of friction is developed on it. When you have to apply the force on the right side, that means the force of friction is towards the left side. Okay, so static friction means the force of friction which comes into play between the surface of contact of two bodies before the actual motion starts is called static friction. So static friction means what? Before the movement, before the motion of that wooden block. In that case, which type of friction is present here? Static friction is present. The force of friction which comes into play between the surface of contact of two bodies before the actual motion starts, is called static friction. Okay, so before the actual motion starts, we call it a static friction. When you have to apply the force, what happened? The block will not move. When the applied force is increased, the block may not still move, which means that the value of static friction has also increased. But there is a limit beyond the force of friction can't increase. The maximum static friction, we call it as limiting friction. So the maximum static friction, we call it as limiting friction. Okay. So thus static friction is self-adjusting force up to the limiting friction. So static friction is a self-adjusting force up to the limiting friction. So once more I repeat. So what is static friction? Static friction means the force of friction which comes into play between the two surfaces of contact of two bodies before the actual motion starts. So this sentence is very important. Before the actual motion starts, we call it as static friction. Okay. The next one is limiting friction. I already told about limiting friction. So limiting friction means the maximum value of force of friction which comes into play when a body just begin to slide over the surface of another body. So just begin to slides over the surface of another body, we call it as limiting friction. So what do you mean by limiting friction? The maximum value of force of friction which comes into play when a body just begin to slide over the surface of another body, we call it as limiting friction. Okay. Next we have discussed about laws of limiting friction. So the first law is the value of limiting friction is directly proportional to the normal reaction between them. That is F proportional to R. R means normal reaction. Okay. So what's the first law? The value of limiting friction is directly proportional to the normal reaction. That is F proportional to R. R is the normal reaction. So how can we remove this proportionality constant? We have to equating a constant term. That is F is equal to mu into R. Here mu is a constant, we call it as coefficient of limiting friction. So F is equal to mu into, here mu is called coefficient of limiting friction. The second law is the magnitude of limiting friction depends upon the nature of the surface in contact. The third law is the force of friction is tangential or parallel to the surface in contact and its direction is opposite to the direction of motion of the body. Dynamic or kinetic friction. Dynamic or kinetic friction. So when the applied force exceeds the limiting friction, what happened? The motion starts. At that time, we call it as kinetic friction or dynamic friction. So dynamic or kinetic friction means when the applied force exceeds the limiting friction, the body begin to move. So at that time we call it as kinetic friction or dynamic friction. That is the force of friction which comes into play between two bodies when one body is in steady motion over the surface of another body, we call it as kinetic friction. So what do you mean by kinetic friction? The force of friction which comes into play between the surface of contact of two bodies when one body is in steady motion over the surface of another body, we call it as kinetic friction. Okay. In the case of static friction, before the actual movement, actual motion, we call it as static friction. When we have to apply the force, the body will not move. So at that time we call it as static friction. The limiting friction means the maximum value static friction, we call it as limiting friction. In that time the body just slide to move. Then kinetic friction means steady motion over the surface of another body. The body is in steady motion over the surface of another body. At that time we call it as kinetic friction. Okay. The next one is coefficient of kinetic friction. So first law is the kinetic friction is denoted by letter Fk is directly proportional to the normal reaction R. That is F proportional to what? R. R is the normal reaction. Then you have to equating a constant term, that is F is equal to a constant into R. Fk is equal to a constant into R. A constant means mu k. Mu is called coefficient of kinetic friction. That is mu k is what? Fk by R is the coefficient of kinetic friction. Then one of the important point is mu k. The coefficient of kinetic friction is always less than mu s. That is coefficient of static friction, because the force Fk, kinetic friction, is less than what? Static friction Fs. Okay, so static friction is greater than the kinetic friction. That is Fk is less than Fs. The next one is angle of friction. Okay, so here see this diagram. So this is the horizontal plane and this is the block, a wooden block. Okay, so angle of friction means the angle between the direction of normal reaction. So this is the block here, this is the normal reaction R. So normal reaction is towards which direction? Normal reaction is the upward direction and its weight is towards the downward direction. Okay, so angle between the direction of normal reaction and the resultant force of limiting friction, if we call it as angle of friction. So here when we have to apply the force towards right, so the force of friction is towards which direction? Left. So this is the force of friction. Then you have to find out its resultant force of friction. So this is the result, that is AC is the resultant force of limiting friction F. So angle of friction means angle between what is normal reaction and the resultant force of limiting friction F. We call it as angle of friction. Okay, so what do you mean by angle of friction? Angle of friction between two surfaces in contact is defined as the angle with the resultant of force of limiting friction F. So that means AC. And normal reaction R makes with the direction of normal reaction R, we call it as angle of friction. So angle between direction of normal reaction R and the resultant force of friction F, we call it as angle of friction. So from figure you have to find out tan alpha. So this is the angle of friction denoted by letter alpha. So tan alpha is what? Tan alpha is equal to CD divided by what? AD. Tan alpha is equal to what? CD divided by AD. So CD is what? Is force of friction, that is F, divided by AD. AD is what? AD is normal reaction R, that is F by R. F by R is what? Mu, that is coefficient of friction. F divided by R is coefficient of friction, that is mu is equal to what? Tan alpha. So mu is equal to tan alpha. This is the relation between coefficient of friction and angle of friction. The next one is angular repose. Repose, R-E-P-O-S, repose. So angular repose means here we have to consider an inclined plane. Okay, so this is the inclined plane AB. Then in that plane a block is slides over that surface. Okay, so there are two forces acting on it. So this is the normal reaction R. Then its weight is mg. That is W is equal to mg. Then this weight mg can be resolved into two component systems. So here this is mg cos theta and this g sin theta. Once more repeat. So here we have to consider a horizontal plane AB. Then a body slides over that surface. So R is its normal reaction. It's balanced by another force, that is mg. Is weight. So mg can be resolved into two rectangular component systems, that is mg cos theta along the y-axis and mg sin theta along the x-axis. Okay, so here the motion is towards downward. So in which direction is friction? So friction is towards the upward direction. Okay, so angular repose means the minimum angle made by the inclined plane with the horizontal surface such that A body lying on the inclined plane just begin to slide down is called angular repose. Here, this angle theta, we call it as angle of repose. Okay, so this angle theta is called what? Angle of repose. The minimum angle made by the inclined plane. So, inclined plane, we call it as angular repose. Okay, so the minimum angle made by the inclined plane with the horizontal surface such that a body lying on the inclined plane just begin to slide over the and the surface, we call it as angular repose. So let a body of mass m, so this wooden block is mass is m, be placed on an inclined plane having angular repose is what? Theta, as shown in the figure. So various forces acting on the bodies are, so first one is what? Weight mg of the body acting vertically downward direction. So weight mg is acting vertically downward direction. Next one is normal reaction acting perpendicular to the plane. So R is a normal reaction is acting perpendicular to the plane. Then the force of friction acting opposite to the direction of motion. Then mg can be resolved into two rectangular components, mg sin theta and mg cos theta. Okay. Now you can write mg sin theta is equal to f, and also from figure mg cos theta is equal to what? R. Okay, then you have to divide these two equations, that is mg sin theta divided by mg cos theta, which is equal to what? F by r. F by r is what? Mu. Okay, so F by r is mu. That means tan alpha is equal to mu and also tan alpha is equal to tan theta. That means alpha is equal to theta. That is angle